probably seen by now that Andrew Tate has been banned absolutely everywhere. It started with Instagram and Facebook, then it was TikTok, and now it's YouTube. I checked today, Tate Speech and Tate Confidential are gone, and most of the channels that were posting his videos seem to be taken down. There's a couple that are left, and there's a couple that don't have his name in it that are still up, but for the most part, Andrew Tate has been effectively wiped off of all of the social media platforms. Do you think it was fair for them to ban him, and do you think they're justified in banning him?
I think if they personally feel like there's an issue with it and they're doing it because they feel like there's a problem and they're not doing it just because people keep telling them to do it, then fair enough. What could that reason be?
Well, the reason they've given to the public is that he's a violent misogynist who's pushing his dangerous ideas on young men. I actually think this is going to have the reverse effect. I think banning Andrew Tate is going to make him stronger.
Why?
Because it's emboldened his audience now. Now everything that he said is true about the Matrix, about the system, about oppression. Everything he's been talking about is now true because they've banned him. They have banned him under the guise that it's just young men that are watching his videos and it's just young men that he's preaching to. But there's a lot of evidence to suggest that online there's a lot of women that are watching his videos, enjoying his content. And if you don't like something, just turn it off. If you really think that people were watching Andrew Tate to that extent, if he wasn't resonating with them on some level. Okay. Don't forget, Andrew Tate covered a lot of different things. It wasn't just women, which is the one that people would take the most issue with. He covered a wide range of things, and he gave a voice to people that felt disenfranchised, right? There's not a lot of people that speak out against things like this on the internet like Andrew Tate. There's a lot of women online that say some crazy things about men, and they have hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They have TV shows, they have radio talk shows, and they don't get banned. But Andrew Tate speaks to an audience of people that didn't feel like they had a voice, and they banned him.
I do personally feel like you're right in what you're saying in terms of like there was a lot of different content out there and stuff. But do I personally feel like it will empower him even more? No, because you have to remember with the internet, a lot of things are just a hype and a phase, and recently everyone's been talking about the Anthony Joshua situation. It's a meme, it's going around, and then by next week no one's going to be talking about it anymore because it's not relevant. So I feel like if he's coming to a standstill on social media because he can't put new content out there, then eventually everyone's just slowly forget about him, and it's not going to be the trending craze anymore. I feel like he's just a trending craze. All
right, let me tell you why it differs from the Anthony Joshua example you gave. Anthony Joshua's a meltdown in the ring will fizzle out because it was just a moment in time. It's not something that is being banned online. It's not something that the internet is, or the government is stopping you from seeing, or Silicon Valley or whoever's involved in banning Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was speaking to an audience and they've closed that voice down. So what do you think is going to happen? What happened with Alex Jones? They banned Alex Jones from YouTube. They banned him from most social media platforms. His website grew, and every single time they had him on a podcast, because you can still have Andrew Tate on podcasts, he just can't have his own channels and he can't upload his own content, but they can have him on podcasts. How many views do you think that podcast is going to get?
Yeah, it's probably going to get even a lot more now because everything else is removed now, so it's the only way of people seeing.
Andrew Tate was the figurehead of an idea that is growing. Andrew Tate gave a voice to that idea, but that idea has not gone away. All you've done is removed Andrew Tate. The way men are feeling online is not going to go away, and it's not going to go away until people start paying attention to them, right? When people actually start paying attention to these guys and why they're saying what they're saying, because they're not just saying it because they're violent misogynists or because they hate women. Men don't have that many spaces to speak online freely the way women do. I had a conversation with someone today about locker room talk. Now, I know that women engage in locker room talk. I've seen it happening. The person I was speaking to later admitted that they engaged in locker room talk. It was a female. But when men do these things, they're told that it's dangerous, that it's toxic, that it's this, that it's that. The things that Andrew Tate was being demonized for, you could spin it on a lot of women and a lot of things they say about men, a lot of things that are posted on TikTok, on YouTube, on Facebook. There's a video of a woman who's got about 100,000 subscribers who is talking about genocide. She's talking about genocide, killing black babies.
Some of these men are in support. I'm seeing more and more men, even men that have been loosely affiliated with the Black manosphere, saying abort.
Of course they are.
2 men actually shared an message today that like some of these men need to have been aborted. But see, here's my problem with that. I would say that abortion is something that Black women should be considering when it comes to giving birth to these men. And again, I know that
I just need you to know.
What the
I just need trying to eliminate any one race or group of people is literally called genocide.
Her channel's up. That podcast is still up. There's loads of women out there saying crazy things about men. I saw a TikTok today about a woman saying that you should rob older men and stop crying about younger men. So don't worry about dating 20-year-old fuckboys. Just go and date an older guy and rob his money.
All are with 20-year-old men crying when you could be with 50-year-old men robbing men.
There's loads of things around on the internet that women are saying, but they banned Andrew Tate. So this is going to make his audience stronger. He might have lost his following online, but the message he put out and the ideas that he had are not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. There's other people that are going to adopt them. There will be a new leader in whatever you want to call his movement. And if they don't pay attention to how men are feeling online and how disenfranchised or silenced they feel, this is only going to get worse. There's another point that I want to talk about, right? People have been talking about this clip where Andrew Tate says that women belong to men. And at first, when I heard that, I was like, it's kind of a crazy thing to say. But then I thought about it. And I was like, hold on a minute. This isn't a new idea. As a matter of fact, this is one of the oldest ideas, because that's what you do when you're getting married. Your dad walks you down the aisle and gives you away. He gives you to the other man, right? Is that not what happens?
Yeah.
So all Andrew Tate has done is regurgitated something he read in the Bible. What he's saying is not a new radical idea. He's not imparting a new radical notion on young men about women being property. It's literally in the Bible. Now, you don't have to agree with the Bible, but it's not new information.
I was just going to ask you this. So do you agree with that?
I'm not a religious person like that. I think the Bible has its place. I think it has its merits. I think you could even live a fulfilled life following some of the guidelines of the Bible, but I'm not necessarily a religious person. However, people really got angry when he said that. And half the people that got angry when they said that are going to have their dad walk them down the aisle and give them away. What does that sound like? You don't have to put the word property on it, but the man, not the mom, not another woman, the man gives the daughter away to the other man.
Yes.
So you're literally saying to him, this is my daughter, I'm giving her to you to protect, to look after, to love, to be there for her. What he said wasn't actually a bad thing, and I had to sit there and think about it for a second and be like, why are they hating on him for this?
No, because it's the way he's portraying it. A
How?
woman, regardless of the point you're making now, is not a man's property. Men do not own women. Everyone is their own individual person. Yes, you get into relationships, marriages, companionship, whatever you want to call it. Yes, it's tradition. The man, the dad gives the daughter away. But the way Andrew Tate's making it out is, you're my property. I own you. You do what I say. I make the rules. You have to listen to me. You can't do everything you want to do, but I can do everything I want to do. He's coming from a different point of view when doing it. It's not the same point of view that it would be as it is in the Bible.
In religious scriptures, it is like that. The women follow the man's command. And this isn't about agreeing with it or agreeing with Andrew Tate. It's the idea that people are taken aback by what he's saying. He's only repeating something that has been said for the last however many thousand years. The things that Andrew Tate was saying with regards to that are not new ideas. People have believed that for a long, long time.
Well, I guess you're telling me facts. I can't exactly disagree with the facts, but I just don't think when Andrew Tate is stating it, he's stating it.
But that's his prerogative, right? If that's how he sees things, I don't see the problem with that. A woman doesn't have to be with him. He's not forcing anyone to be with him.
Yeah, I don't think he should get banned for that reason either.
Yeah, and that's not a violent, misogynistic idea. And I understand that's just one idea. Andrew Tate has said some wild things online. We did a video the other day about the things that he said, and that was one of the things where they were saying that he says women are property. But I don't understand why that's a talking point. And that's just one thing. There's a mountain of things to work through that I don't think this ban is justified. I think it's actually going to embolden his audience. I think it's going to give a voice to somebody else. It's going to legitimize him even more. And I'm not saying that he shouldn't have even been legitimized in the first place. Andrew Tate has his views on the world, and so do many people that I don't agree with. I've been on record multiple times saying that I hate the H3H3 podcast. I think that their moronic behavior can borderline on influencing people down the wrong road, or at least thinking in a way that is not conducive to something healthy. But I don't think in all of Ethan Klein's bad takes, and he's got a mountain of them, I don't think that he should ever be banned. So I think that this ban is completely unjustified. This problem that you think Andrew Tate has caused isn't going anywhere. You're only going to make it worse now. More people are going to be talking about him. More people are going to pick up his ideas because they're going to feel like they don't have a leader now. Someone else is going to pick up the mantle. And it's just a testament to how unfair and biased regulations are on the internet when it comes to men and women. Like I said, women say crazy shit online all the time. They say crazy shit on TV all the time. They're left unchecked. It's not fair. If you're going to ban Andrew Tate over this, you should be banning these women as well.
There's a lot of people that should be getting banned, yeah, but I think with these women as well, how viral and big are their videos becoming? Because I think Andrew Tate was on an extreme level where so many different people were, it was just being viewed by everyone. Like we established in the last video, he had more views than who?
Donald Trump and Kim
Kardashian. So it shows they've taken action on him because of how much it's reaching, whereas these people that you're talking about, it's not reaching and impacting people as much as Andrew Tate is. He's the most spoken about guy right now. He is impacting a lot.
Yeah, but it's very narrow-minded to think that it's just young men that he's speaking to.
No, I get it. I don't personally think, it doesn't bother me, but do I agree with you that he shouldn't have been banned? Yes.
He should or shouldn't have?
Shouldn't have.
Okay.
Yeah. At the same time, I'm just explaining why, potentially.
Yeah,
he hasn't, these other people that you're talking about haven't been.
Yeah, what they're saying here is that Andrew Tate had 4.7 million followers on Instagram. They said that a spokesperson for TikTok said on Monday that following an investigation by the platform, an account belonging to Tate has been permanently banned. TikTok is using software to identify and remove re-uploads of videos found to violate its community guidelines, the spokesperson said, as well as flagging certain content so it won't be recommended to users for you feeds. So they're saying misogyny is a hateful ideology that is not tolerated on TikTok, but they're very, very, very happy to tolerate all the hate against men. All the nonsense that you hear these women espousing against men, they're happy to tolerate it.
I don't think it's so much them tolerating hate against men specifically. I just think it's a case of things are not getting banned unless they're getting really out of control. And in their opinion, this whole Andrew Tate situation is getting out of control because because there's so many people talking and complaining about it. There's not loads of men complaining about the videos that these women are doing. There's not loads of people even complaining about these pedophiles that are doing all of their videos and stuff. Do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of wrong content out there that should be banned. But think how many people release content all the time. It's impossible to filter through it all. But because of how big Andrew Tate is, that's why he has been highlighted and taken down for whatever reasons they're giving. But it's not to say that they're accepting what one person's doing and not accepting what he's doing.
Okay, that's fine, but we both know the algorithm is set up in a way where you can't even say certain words on YouTube without getting in trouble. So they can actually track down hate speech, right? They love using that term, hate speech. So if you have an algorithm where it picks up where you say certain words, you don't need to be as big as Andrew Tate. Really, you got a video that's got about 10,000 views. So let's say that's 10,000 individual people that have viewed your video. You don't need to be at 11.2 billion in a month. 10,000 is still a decent number if you're pushing a hateful idea, let's say. So let's say that one of these YouTubers has 100,000 views that is constantly talking crap about men. Is that not enough for YouTube and their algorithm to be like, yeah, this is hate speech? And yet it goes unchecked. But Andrew Tate and a lot of these people that have supported him, and it's not just TikTok and Facebook. YouTube banned his YouTube account as well, and any accounts associated to Andrew Tate. And this is the problem. They're not just banning the misogynistic side of it, where he's talking about women. They're banning everything. That includes his talk about money, how to acquire wealth, anything to do with Andrew Tate, even if it's not to do with women, they have removed, which is a problem.
Yeah, I think more so what the issue is then is not the fact that they've just banned Andrew Tate, but your issue is the fact that they're not banning everybody else that's doing or posting essentially harmful content.
I just think that this is going to backfire. I know what YouTube, TikTok, Facebook and Instagram have gone for here. I think you guys have just made his audience stronger. Hustlers University is also currently shut down, which is his online school. I think he closed that himself and said that it's going to come back. He's going to relaunch it. So Hustlers University 2.0. Guarantee you, the subscriber base for Hustlers University is going to skyrocket. Andrew Tate's not stupid. He was probably aware that there was going to be an internet campaign to get him deplatformed. He probably knew that it was coming. We all kind of knew it was coming.
But that's where it's all stemmed from, is the amount of people who are basically protesting against him.
And that's fine. But I want to see these people with the same sort of energy against all the other crazy shit online. Collectively, if you were to put all of the crazy shit that is said about men in 1 month into a number, it's a sizable number, and the algorithm should be able to pick up on that.
Yeah, but you just, if we want to get everyone banned, then everyone needs to blow as big and get as much complaints, because imagine everyone was complaining and they didn't do anything about it. They're going to get backlash for that as well.
Yeah, I don't think anyone should be banned.
It's like cancel culture, do you know what I'm saying?
This is cancel culture. This is 100% cancel culture, and this is going to backfire.
But do you not believe in people getting cancelled?
No, of course I do. Andrew Tate's just been cancelled.
But you're not happy about Andrew Tate being cancelled?
No, of course not. I think cancelling Andrew Tate's a bad idea. It's going to set in motion a series of events that I don't think people are going to want to deal with on the internet. So that's all I really got to say about that. I think YouTube and all of these platforms have messed up, and it's typical. When it's a man, they'll ban them. But there's mountains and mountains of evidence of women saying crazy shit.
I don't think it's just like targeted against it's a man, so I'm going to do it. I think it could happen to anyone who would potentially get to that level. If there was a woman who got to Andrew Tate's level and was doing the same sort of stuff as him, of course she'd get banned. I don't think we can compare it to the men/women, yeah. Because there's also a lot of men out there who are probably saying worse things than Andrew Tate and are not getting banned. It just so happens that he blew up and has been highlighted. That's it. I don't think it's a case of they're not going to have the same energy when it's women as they are when it's Andrew Tate or men.
The point is that there's not a lot of men voicing their opinions on things, and I will agree with people when I say Andrew Tate said some things I don't agree with. I think a lot of the things he said were tongue-in-cheek. I don't think a woman would be treated the same. Women don't get treated the same. Not on the internet anyway. They say crazy shit all the time. It shouldn't take that many subscribers for them to say, yeah, we'll do something now, so we're basically going to leave them all unchecked.
I personally think that if there was a woman doing the same sort of thing and she reached that peak of fame, I think the same would happen. Look at Katie Hopkins.
Let's not talk about her.
But do you see what I'm saying?
See, the Katie Hopkins discussion is another thing, because although she's a woman, Katie Hopkins is a conservative, right? That's another thing that will get you banned. But that's a discussion for a whole other day. We'll discuss that one another day. But I see what you're saying. But there is bias online between conservatives and liberals. Liberals will say some crazy shit and they'll get away with it, and conservatives will say half of that and they'll be banned, or they'll be vilified at the very least. But that's a discussion for another video. You got anything else you want to add to this one?
No.
All right, unban Andrew Tate. You're making a mistake.